Jai Sitaram. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Balakand, Chapter 18, The Birth of the Lord. In this chapter, we are going to see how King Dasaratha has completed the Vedic rituals and how all the sages and the various kings return to their countries. And in the course of time, Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana and Shatrugna are born. Valmiki describes their childhood very briefly. And then this chapter concludes with the arrival of sage Vishwamitra. So, Rama's childhood pastimes are elaborated when he's nearly 13 years old. When he goes out with sage Vishwamitra to kill Tataka and then goes to Vishwamitra's ashrama and destroys Maricha and Subahu and then finally goes to Mithila and breaks the bow of Lord Shiva and marries Mother Sita. So all these events happen when he's just a little shy of 13 years and a few days after he's 13 years old. But the Gurukul, the education of Lord Rama, these events are not mentioned in any detail in Valmiki Ramayana. Valmiki just mentions a couple of very key points about the childhood of Lord Rama, and that's all that we need to understand as well. Verse 1. Nivrite tu kratau tasmin hayamedhi mahatmanah pratigrihya sura bhagan pratijagmuh yatha agatam. The various celestial hosts that came down to receive their offerings during the horse sacrifice departed to their respective worlds after the Ishti was over. Verse 2. Samapta diksha niyama patni gana samanvitaha pravivesha purim raja sabhritya bala vahana. Having completed the prescribed vows in respect to Ashwamedha, the king Dasaratha, together with his queens, returned to the city of Ayodhya, accompanied by his attendants, army, and chariots. Verse 3. Yatha arham pujita tena ragnya cha prithvishvaraha mudita prayayuh deshan pranamya munipungavam. Having been honored by King Dasaratha in such a befitting manner, the highly pleased lords of the earth made obeisance to the foremost of sages, Vashishta, and returned to their own countries. Verse 4. Shrimatam gachatam tesham svagrihani purat tata balani ragnim shubrani prahishtani chakakshire. When the army of the kings left the city of Ayodhya for their own, the armed forces shone forth bright and cheerful. So the conclusion of all this is that the king and the queens were freed from their vows, and he sent away with all honors the many kings that had graced him with their presence. And after saluting Vashishta and the other sages, they left for their respective kingdoms, their troops flashing with gold and gems and wonderful apparel, the royal gift of their noble host. Verse 5. Gateshu prithvi sheshu raja Dasaratha tada pravivesha purim shriman puraskritya dvijotaman. Thus, Dasaratha returned to his capital in the company of Vashishta and his brother sages, his queens, his armies, and his servants following him in their countless conveyances. Verse 6. Shantaya prayayu sardham rishya shringa supujitaha anugamyamano ragnya cha sanuyatrena dhimata. Having been duly honored by King Dasaratha, sage Rishishringa with his wife Shanta, accompanied by the wise king Romapada and his followers, set out for his country. Verse 7. एवं विसृज्य तान् सर्वान् राजा सम्पूर्णमानसः उवास सुखितः तत्र पुत्र उत्पत्तिं विचिन्तयन्. Having dismissed his guests, the king abode in his capital, his hopes realized, and his thoughts ever intent on the approaching birth of his sons. Verses 8, 9, 10, and 11. Tato yagne samapte tu rutunam shat samatyayuh tatah cha dvadashe mase chaitre Navami Tithi Nakshatre Aditi Devatye Sva Uccha Santeshu Panchasu Graheshu Karkate Lagne Vagbhata Induna Saha Prodhyamani Jagannatham Sarvaloka Namaskritam Kaushalya Ajanayat Ramam Sarva Lakshana Samyutam Vishnu Ardham Mahabhagam Putram Ikshvaku Nandanam Lohitaksham Mahabahum Rakta Oshtam Dundubhisvanam. Twice 6 months had rolled away since the great sacrifice was over, and in the first month of the new year, on the 9th day of the bright fortnight, the Lord of the worlds chose to take the human form and sent down half of his essence as the son of Kaushalya, henceforth to be known as Rama, the world-honored one, the crowning glory of the grand line of Ikshvaku, and the sum of all perfections. The constellation Punarvasu, of which Aditi was a regent, was chosen to preside at his birth. The Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn were in ascension in their respective houses, Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces, and the Libra. Jupiter and the Moon were in conjunction. The rising sign was Cancer. So in these verses, we get to know the position of the planets during the time of Lord Rama's birth. We also get to see the description of Lord Rama as soon as he was born. So let's go through these in great detail. So the first thing is, it's mentioned, Tato Yagne Samapte tu Ritunam Shata Samatyayuh. So 6 seasons had passed, or 12 months had passed since the Ishti was completed. Then it is mentioned that Dvadashe Mase. Dvadashe means 12 and Mase means month. So the 12th month is Dvadashe Mase, and what is that month? It is Caitra. And Tithi, or the day, is Navami. That's why we celebrate Rama's birthday on the 9th day of Chaitra Masa. That's why it's called Rama-Navami. Then the next statement that is mentioned is Nakshatre Aditi. The presiding deity or Daivatye is Aditi. So far, let's repeat. We know that Rama was born exactly 1 year after the Ishti was completed. The month is Chaitra, the Tithi is Navami, and Aditi is the presiding deity. So these are the 4 different descriptions that we have so far. The 5th description is Sva Uccha Santeshu Panchasu. So there were 5 planets that were in the highest positions. The Acharyas have mentioned that these 5 planets are Surya or the Sun, Kuja or Mars, Guru or Jupiter, Shukra or Venus, and Shani or Saturn. So these are the 5 different planets that are in Uchchasthana, or they are in ascension in their respective houses. So the respective houses are Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces, and Libra. The 6th description is Karkata Lagne. Karkatam is Cancer, and the Lagna means the rising sign. The 7th description is Vagbhata and Induna Saha. Vagbhata means the one who can speak very well. That means the Lord of speech, that is Jupiter. And then Induna means the moon. So Jupiter and moon were in conjunction. So a person very good in astrology would be able to chart out the horoscope of Lord Rama. And in fact, there are multiple temples that already have the horoscope of Lord Rama based on these 2 verses mentioned by sage Valmiki. In Ramcharitmanas, Tulsidas says that Navami Tithi Madhumasa Punita Shukala Paksha Abhijit Hari Prita. So he says that the birth of Lord Rama took place on Shukla Paksha. Shukla Paksha means the time, the fortnight from the new moon to the full moon. So that time is called the Shukla Paksha, and the next Paksha is Krishna Paksha, that means from the full moon to the new moon, when it's the dark fortnight. So Rama was born during Shukla Paksha, but that's not specifically mentioned over here. All we know is that it is Navami Tithi and Dvadase Mase, it is Caitra Mase. Aditi is the presiding deity. There are 5 planets in ascension. The rising star is Karkata, and Jupiter and moon are in conjunction. So these 2 verses 8 and 9, give the horoscope details of Lord Rama at the time of his birth, the position of the planets at the time of his birth, through which any good astrologer would be able to chart out his beautiful horoscope. In lines 10 and 11, we are going to see the description of the Lord at the time of his birth. Why is this very important? This is very important because we need to know that as soon as the Lord was born, he had a form. He had beautiful descriptions. And therefore, the Lord is not an impersonal being. The Lord is very personal. So he has a particular horoscope when he appears on this material universe, even though he is unborn. But he chooses to be born as a son of his devotee. And we get to see his descriptions at the time of his birth. So these are very important descriptions. So the first one is Jagannatham. Jagannatham means he is the Lord of this entire universe, the entire cosmic creation. He is the Lord. He is the Lord of all the living entities and all the non-living entities in this cosmos. That's why his name is Jagannath. This immediately means that every other living entity is subservient to this person who has taken birth under such auspicious conditions and who is the beloved son of Mother Kaushalya, as we will learn in the next verses. The next description is Sarva Loka Namaskritam. The entire world bows down to this one person. The entire world adores this person. This entire world is affectionate to this one person. This is very crucial because if we recall, in the first chapter of Valmiki Ramayana, when Valmiki had posed 16 different questions as to the qualities of a perfect man, one of them was that he should be beloved by this entire world. And here, Valmiki, now that he has received that complete knowledge from Brahma, he says that as soon as Lord Rama was born, he is Sarva Loka Namaskritam. In the 35th chapter of Sundarakand, when Hanuman speaks to Mother Sita, he says that since birth, Rama has this peculiar quality of enchanting everyone. He is the universal enchanter. He is this magician who has caught us all in the web of beauty and charm. And his qualities and his knowledge and fame and everything is so mesmerizing about him. So this Sarvaloka Namaskritam is expanded in such a great degree throughout Valmiki Ramayana. But the reason why Valmiki mentions this right here is so that he can set up this basis. The Lord is Jagannatham and he is Sarvaloka Namaskritam. The third description is Kaushalya Ajanayat Ramam. The one who was born of Kaushalya is this universally pleasing person who is a reservoir of all happiness. And that wonderful person has a name Ram. Even though the Lord has not yet been given the proper name via sage Vashishta at this moment, we will see that happens 11 days after the birth of the four brothers. In this very same chapter, we will read that in a couple of verses. But he is Ramam. That is his innate quality. We should understand that the Lord's name, the Lord's qualities, the Lord's pastimes, the Lord's abode, these are all non-different. So, Rama means the reservoir of all happiness. And it's mentioned over here that he is born of Kaushalya. Because in the next couple of verses, we will see Kaikeyi's son and Sumitra's son as well. So we should understand that this particular son of Dashrath, born of Kaushalya, is this wonderful person who is Jagannatham, who is Sarvaloka Namaskritam, who is Ramam, because he is the reservoir of all happiness. And he is born of Kaushalya. So these are the four different descriptions that we have seen so far. The fifth one is Sarva Lakshana Samyutam. He is endowed with all auspicious signs. Every auspiciousness is in him. Why? Because he's a source of all auspiciousness. So he has every defining sign in him that says that he is completely auspicious. Next, he is in fact the sum of all perfections. The sixth description is Vishnu Ardham. Ardham over here can mean two different things. One is that he is the half of Vishnu. So we have already learned in the previous chapters that Kaushalya received one half of the divine kheer. And Kaikeyi received 1/8, Sumitra received 1/4 and 1/8. So Rama corresponds to 1/2, Lakshmana corresponds to 1/4, and Bharata and Shatrugna correspond to 1/8 of the complete essence. It also means that he is the epitome of Lord Vishnu. So he is the Artham, the peak portion of Lord Vishnu. The seventh description is Mahabhagam. Mahabhagam means the highly fortunate one. And it is very interesting to note that during the Sita Rama Kalyanam, Mother Sita is referred to as Mahabhagam. Usually people will beg for bhaga or fortune from the goddess of fortune, but Janaka is so highly elevated that he says that the goddess of fortune is indeed the very fortunate one, for she gets to follow Lord Rama like a shadow. And over here, it is mentioned that Rama is Mahabhagam because the auspiciousness is always with him. This means that even though Mother Sita's appearance on earth is going to take place 7 years from now, Sita and Rama can never be separated because Sita is Rama's innate quality. So Sita and Rama can never be separated. Even when they're physically apart, they're always together. And even when they are together, they are always together. They are inseparable. So the Mahabhagam over here refers to Mother Sita being with Rama as his innate fortunate quality. The 8th description is Putram Ikshvaku Nandanam. Of course, this is very common knowledge that Rama is a descendant of King Ikshvaku, and he is the son of the Ikshvaku kings, and he increases the happiness of this dynasty. So Nandanam means happiness or joy, and as the scion of the Ikshvaku dynasty, he increases the happiness of everyone. So right from Vivasvan, who is the ancestor of King Ikshvaku, down to all the future generations of the Ikshvaku kings, Rama is the brightest ornament of them all. And therefore, anyone who thinks about the Ikshvaku dynasty immediately knows that this is the dynasty where the Lord took birth. So, this is why he is known as Putram Ikshvaku Nandanam. This is the 8th description. The 9th description is Lohitaksham. Lohitaksham means the eyes of the Lord are coppery red. The Lohitam means red and Aksham means eyes. So the tips of the eyes of the Lord are beautiful red in color. This is in direct contrast with the eyes of Ravana that are mentioned as fiery red. They are bloodshot because he drinks, but Rama's eyes are so beautifully red. The corners are so wondrously red, which indicate perfect health and perfect beauty. The 9th description is Mahabahum. Mahabahum means the one who has long arms, who has powerful arms. So in this description itself, Sage Valmiki goes through the description of Lord Rama as a protector of his devotees and the tormentor of the people who torment his devotees. Lord Rama has no enemies. He is Ajata Shatru. He has no enemies because he treats everyone alike. But he punishes those who torment his devotees. This is why Maricha and Subahu had to die. This is why Ravana had to die, Kumbhakarna had to die, and so on and so forth. Because all of these Rakshasas did something or the other to torment his devotees. And therefore Rama takes up the arms because his devotees are always protected by him. This is Rama's vow that he will always protect those who take his shelter by saying that they belong to him just once. We will learn that in Vibhishana Sharanagati episode during Yuddha Kand. But for now, we need to understand that Mahabahum very clearly indicates the fact that, of course, he has very long arms, and also the fact that he is the one who protects his devotees. This is the significance of the term Mahabahum. And the next description is Rakta Oshtam. Oshta means lips and Rakta means blood. So blood red lips. So beautiful are they. The 12th description of the Lord at the time of his birth is Dundhubi Svanam. Dundhubi means kettle drums. So Rama's voice, deep and sonorous, it's extremely beautiful to listen to. There are multiple places where his melodious voice is praised over and over again. And over here we see that his voice is Dundhubi Svanam. So these are the 13 descriptions of the Lord at the time of his birth. They are Jagannatham. The second is Sarvaloka Namaskritam. Then the third is Kaushalya Ajanayat. Then the fourth is Ramam. Fifth is Sarva Lakshana Samyutam. Sixth is Vishnu Ardham. Seventh is Mahabhagam. Eighth is Putram Ikshvaku Nandanam. Ninth is Lohitaksham. 10th is Mahabahum. 11th is Rakta Oshtam. And 12th is Dundhubi Svanam. In the next section, we will see the births of Bharata, Lakshmana and Shatrugna. And we will go ahead with their childhood pastimes as well. Jai Sitaram.